Welcome to another episode of Rambling with Phil. Today, I'm on location in Canada reviewing a 2020 Kia Sorrento. This is a 4-door SUV, and this particular version has all-wheel drive. So you may have noticed there is a little bit of snow here. So the all-wheel drive is really handy in the winter. And of course, like I said, I'm up here in Canada, so this is a little bit of a Great White North edition of a rambling car review. So the 2020 has keyless entry, and to get into the car, you want to push this button and it will unlock the driver's door. When you do that, you push the button, it lights up. Now, you push the button twice and that will unlock all the doors. The first button pushing only gets you to unlock the driver's door. We have a leather wrap steering wheel, and it's also heated. So you can see it does have the blind spot monitor. This is just the button to open the fuel door. But this car does have a lot of little buttons on the steering wheel. Something for your phone. All these buttons here, well, that has to do with your cruise, and that has to do with your message center in the middle of your gauge pack. So this car also has keyless start, and basically all that is you put your foot on the brake, push start button, and it starts up. So this car does have CarPlay or Android Auto. I enjoy CarPlay very much. I always talk about it on every car that I review. I really love CarPlay. This also has heated front seats, and it has a heated steering wheel. The heated steering wheel does work very well, believe me. So do the heated seats. As a matter of fact, it won't take very long before my butt will start getting very warm. Almost too hot. So going back here to the instrument panel, this is your information display. So there's all kinds of things here when you're pushing the buttons. Driver assistance, your doors. Let's just see what that does with the doors. Guess I pushed the wrong button. Okay, well that's just the trip information, all-wheel drive. Gotta push OK. Okay, automatically lock, automatically unlock, 2 press unlock. That's what I was telling you. Alright, so we can go back. Lights, convenience, service interval. A bunch of stuff that actually really doesn't concern me at this time. It also does have a temperature gauge, outdoor temperature, so it tells you how cold it is outside. Right down here, it has wireless charging, so that's pretty convenient. And of course, we have the USB plug and the aux plug, so we got 2 power outlet things, 1 on each side. And obviously we have these knobs here to adjust the temperature. If you want the temperature to be the same on both sides, then you would hit this button and it would sync it up, and that's lit up. If you don't want that, you want temperatures to be different on each side, then you don't sync it. You turn one side, it only affects one side. Alright, so you got some buttons here for your all-wheel drive, it's all-wheel drive, or you can lock up your axles if you get in any kind of trouble. Obviously, as you can see, there are 2 cup holders. Just looking around, this has power windows, power door locks. There is a fairly big storage space here under the armrest. These seats are cloth seats, so they're not leather, which is usually what it means when I say they're cloth seats. In the door pockets, there is another cup holder over there. So here obviously is the glove box. Fits a lot of stuff in there, but I guess the owner's manual is fairly big, so takes up a lot of room. Up above here, we do have a place for your sunglasses. This turns on the lights, and this turns lights on or off, or sets the lights to go on or off when you have the door open. So I've only been in here a few minutes and my seat is actually very warm already, so I'm actually going to turn that off. I'm going to turn this off too. Now, interestingly enough, so when you turn the heated steering wheel on, it actually tells you that's what happened. And obviously at the top there where it says 550 kilometers, that's how much distance you have left until you are out of gas, at least according to the car. This does also have automatic headlights if you want to set it that way, and that's on your turn signal lever. So it doesn't actually light up at night, so if you're unfamiliar with the vehicle and you're getting into the car at dark, it might be handy to just leave that on auto. Of course, if you're driving the car, you own the car, driven it more than once, you probably know where that is. Lever on the other side of the steering wheel is where your controls are for the wipers, front and back. And then the back seat's fairly roomy. You know, my front seat was pushed back for what I need it to be. As far as driving, I'm roughly 5'10", so the seat is back a reasonable amount. Looks like there's plenty of room, plenty of leg room back there. And there are additional vents in the back for the people in the back seat. Alright, so here I am in the back seat. My arm's only so long, so you can't see me. Can't see my entire body back here. I don't have a tripod or anything. But as you can see, there's a decent amount of room here. I'm not quite, knees up against the back of the seat in front of me, but, I don't feel cramped. So pretty good room here and decent amount of headroom. So here's perhaps a better view of the front dash. There's always a better view from the back seat. So the back seat is a 40-20-40 split. It does have a reverse camera. There is a reverse camera back here. I didn't show that to you. This does not come with a power trunk release, but that's okay. Now, one thing I did mention, I am in Canada, and that's important because in Canada, the Kia Sorrento does not have a standard third row. In the US, it does have a standard third row. So, in this case, you come back here and you've got some storage little compartments underneath the, underneath that floor thing there. And some additional ones here with your jack and whatnot. There is an additional power outlet thing there. Hopefully you can see this, but you can see the 40-20-40 split of the back seat. So there is a pretty decent amount of room back there. Oh, and I should mention that the front driver's seat is power adjustable. The passenger seat, on the other hand, is not. It's a manual adjustable seat, which is fine. For those of you who care, this car comes with 17-inch wheels. So here is a view of the engine in this particular Kia Sorrento. This is actually the 4-cylinder. So the 4-cylinder, which is the standard engine, is I believe 195 horsepower. They do have a V6. The V6 I believe has 295 horsepower. Power-wise, the 4-cylinder is okay. I'm going to say it's not like amazing, but it's adequate. You're probably not going to win any races unless the guy next to you is kind of asleep. But, it's an okay engine. It seems to run fine. The 2020 Kia Sorrento. What did I think about it? You know what? It was okay. If you have 5 people, it's going to fit 5 people, and there's going to be plenty of room for your luggage. As far as the ride quality, I would say it's okay. The power in the vehicle, it's okay. There are a lot of things that are okay about this vehicle. The CarPlay, I really like that, but I like that in a lot of vehicles. So, that has a plus going for it. The heated seats and the heating steering wheel in the cold weather climate, that makes a huge difference. Any car takes a little while to warm up in a cold weather situation, and the heats always heat up a lot quicker than the car itself. So you'll get warmer a lot sooner. There are no leather seats or leatherette seats, but that's not really a big deal to me. I don't really care either way if I have leather seats or not. If you have leather seats though, and you're in a cold weather climate, you do want to have heated seats. The leather will be cold when you get in. That's not real pleasant on your butt. I'm just saying. As far as this car and some of the other ones that I've reviewed, this is the first 2020 that I've reviewed. Obviously, I've reviewed several 2019s. I have reviewed a couple other SUVs, the Chevy Suburban, which really this is not a comparable vehicle to because that's huge. But I have reviewed the Chevy Suburban, so check out that video. Also reviewed the Dodge Durango, was a 2019. And actually, I would say this is probably comparable to that. The Dodge Durango did have a third row, I think this car is probably pretty similar in size. I'd probably have to look up the stats on that. But the Dodge Durango, I believe, does not have a 4-cylinder option. So the V6 that was in the Dodge Durango that I had plenty of power. And actually the Dodge Durango was very easy to drive, and I was kind of pleasantly surprised. The Kia Sorrento, on the other hand, I wasn't pleasantly surprised, but I wasn't disappointed. Let me just put it that way. So it's, to be fair, it's not a disappointment. It's just, it's about what I expected. So, take that for what it is. But, if you're looking for an SUV that seats 5, and will be able to carry a family of 5 or 5 people with their luggage out of town, the Kia Sorrento is going to do that for you. Like I said, in the U.S., it does have a third row standard. However, my guess is that when you put the third row in, you're going to lose a lot of that trunk space in the back. So keep that in mind. If you're looking for a 7-seater, you will have limited trunk space. If you're comparing cars, check out my other videos, like I said, on the Chevy Suburban, on the Dodge Durango, and I am going to have an upcoming one, or maybe, depending on how I edit all these videos, there may already be a 2019 Volkswagen Tiguan SE video as well. Anyways, I've got several rambling car reviews already. Take a look at those, check them out, compare them to this vehicle. In conclusion, I am not disappointed with this vehicle. It seems to be pretty decent in my opinion. And like I said, if you have 5 people, they'll probably sit in here fairly comfortably. I have had to use this in the snow up here in Canada. And as you can probably see in the video, there is snow here. So the all-wheel drive does work very well. I did not have to use the 4-wheel lock, axle lock, so I'm not sure how well that works, but also know the ABS works really well as well. So, if you're looking, like I said, if you're looking for a car that's this size, you might want to consider this. But in the end, you have to decide on your own whether this is the right vehicle for you. So thanks for watching another episode of Rambling with Phil and a rambling car review of the 2020 Kia Sorrento.